Hey, Speed Mech Northwest here, guys. So doing a little video on the rear windshield on our Speed Bandits. We all know how we got the instant heater on these things when the fans get going. So this is a back windshield I picked up. It's for an XX, so it will work on our Bandits, Jefes, and Diablos with a little bit of modification. So I've already installed it, so I'm just going to show you kind of the process I went through to get it to fit. There's a couple different ways you can cut it as far as fitment, and I'll show you those. So this is kind of what the back glass looks like before it's cut. And this bottom section right here is the piece you're going to cut off, depending on where you put your glass, how you want it. If you want it to go right above your radiator, it's going to have a little bit of an arc to it. I elected on this one to go straight across for now. I might change it and go put the arc in it and go put it on top, but we'll see. This was just kind of a quick deal experiment to see how well it works. I haven't got to take it out yet and try it, but we're hopefully going to get to do that pretty soon. So anyways, I always put the blue tape on here. You put it on both sides of your cut mark. That way when you run your saw, jigsaw, or whatever you use, that's what I use with. It's just a fine blade. That way it doesn't chip the glass at all. This stuff scratches really easy anyways, no matter what. So this glass I picked up off of Amazon. I believe it's super ATV, and I want to say it was right around $180 shipped. So it's really not that bad. It's pretty thick stuff, as you can see. Looks pretty durable. It comes with this seal at the bottom right here, and you really have to pound it on there with a mallet so it holds really good. It does a really good job as far as staying on the plexiglass. It's got pretty good mounting hardware that comes with it, one on each side here, and then there's one that goes up here, one up here. So this is the buckle that goes on the top right here. I'll show you. I had to modify it. I modified it a little bit because of the way I placed it on the top roll bar. So on the top right here, it usually has a little lip right here, sticking up right here. And I just cut that off. As you can see right there, I just cut it off. I just zipped it off there with a cutoff saw. Because that gets in your way. It hits your roof the way I mount it if you don't take that little tab off of there. So I left this one on here. You'll have to move some wires around to make this work. So here's the one that I've already cut it off, and you can see how it's kind of flat here. Usually that tab sticks up about that high. Well, maybe 3/8 to 1/4 of an inch or so. Anyway, I just cut that tab off, but you'll have to redo your wiring all in here. This is a mess anyways from the factory, so you clean it up. So there's basically just two plugs. I've already taken the roof off. There's two plugs, this one, and then your on-off switch. So on your, there's a disadvantage to having this back windshield. You cannot reach your toggle for your light if you have a light like this, because the glass blocks it. So you can't toggle your, I can't get in there, but you guys know what it looks like if you have it. You toggle through your different scenarios there. I just use that light right now for backup, but if I need to use it for a chase light, you'll have to get out and flip it to the mode that you want with the glass on here. So I figured it's worth the trade-off. There is a switch to turn it on and off back here, separate from that toggle switch on the light itself. And I moved that switch to the inside of the car right here. So right there, you can see it. And that one, you can just reach over from the driver's seat and flip that switch on and off. Or you leave it on, and then when you flip your auxiliary switch on, the light will come on. So whatever you want to do there. But you'll have to go through and clean your wires up and figure out the best way that works for you to get this to work. So this one, I made a mistake. I'm going to zip tie just this one back onto the roll bar. That way I don't have to cut the zip tie again when I take the roof off. So yeah. I'll go ahead and try and get it put on there and show you guys how it goes on. So I just kind of hung it first from the top the top here, the top 2 brackets, to get my markings on where I wanted it. And that's how I determined how to cut it. So just make sure you put some blue tape on there, so you don't scratch up the glass when you're cutting it. Stuff's gonna get scratched anyways, no matter what. So, but anyway, keeps it looking nice for a little while. So I'm gonna try and put this camera in the spot where you guys can kind of see what we're doing. I don't know how well it's gonna work. We're gonna give it a shot. I'll put it on the roof back here. And I'll try and get this glass put in here so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. All right. And then you'll see why I had to cut these tabs off the buckles. But once it's in, it actually fits pretty darn good. I was kind of surprised, actually. So if you leave your driver's side seat in and just pull it forward, and you got your belts, you can just rest this on the belt. It's kind of nice on this side. I pull the passenger seat just because it makes it a little bit easier to get to. So, and run this down through here like that, and then it's going to go through this top one here. Rascal. Kind of hard to get to. There we go. Good for another set of hands, but that's all good. If I'd done the other side first, it would have held that. Seatbelts would have held this side up for me. I kind of did it backwards. But I ended up switching, we'll see. There we go. Okay. The way I position this is I roll this back, so this is straight up here. And then just tighten it down really good. Okay, and then go to your other side and do your other top one. I just left this one on here. Make sure this is up, straight up and down, right here in the back. And then you got your side ones here. I'm gonna leave this off for a second. I'll show you. Well, no, I'll just put it on. So one of the reasons I did it this way is if you do it over the top of the radiator, which is not a big deal, but you'll cover the access to your radiator cap if you do it that way. So one of the reasons I did it this way, that's an advantage of doing it this way, is you don't have to move the glass. You don't have to undo these 2 buckles here to get to your radiator cap. Not that we have to get to it a lot anyway, but it is what it is. So you can still pull your caps off. I'll put them on, still have complete access without having to take the glass out. The disadvantage is this sits, and I'll show you, it sits in front of the radiator, right at the very, very top. It doesn't block it at all, but I got it so it's right at the very top. But when you put, if you have, in this car, it's no big deal because this is my wife's car and it's got the Chupacabra seat brackets on it. So the seat sits up and forward so it doesn't touch the glass at all. But the passenger seat will touch the glass. I'm going to move the seat forward a little bit, drill a couple holes and just move it forward a little bit. And then it won't touch unless I decide to follow this contour right here. You can follow this contour right here and then actually put the windshield on top of your radiator shroud. But then you have to, which is no big deal, like I say, you just release these ones and your windshield will should swing back away enough, hopefully. I don't know, because I haven't done it yet, to get to those. So Show you kind of what it looks like once it's installed. It's pretty easy to install, pretty quick to take it off once you got the roof off. So here's the top buckles there. Just you want them flat like that. And then of course where I move the switch to there. And that buckle there, and then this one here, you can release it too. Just reach in, you can reach in and grab those and pop it out. If you can't, it's no big deal. If you can't reach it, just undo your Velcro. Of course, I got this wire here that I got to go around. And then you can just reach in here like this, like that, and pop it out. And it comes right out. So it's really a good fit, I think. And then you just reinstall here. I don't run it back through both those rings because it's a pain. And this here holds it really good. Just like that. And run it back through with that inside of that wire right there. All right, there. Just like that. But this is how I did my wires. You guys can do them however you want, obviously. But it's super clean. So this is what it looks like on the bottom. So you see how I put it right across the top of the radiator, but not blocking it. But the seat, this passenger seat, when you reinstall it, it will come back and touch this, which if you don't care if this gets scratched up, it's no big deal. Like I said, I'm gonna move the passenger seat forward in this car because most of the people that ride in this car with my wife are a little bit shorter and they can't reach the dead pedal anyways with the seat back so far. There's a lot of leg room in these cars, stock, so pretty impressive. Anyway, that's how we did the back glass. It's got a little tint to it. So this is this one here that you can see where I cut it off. I need to lay flat, so just gonna roll it over. There. You want to lay as flat as you can because your roof comes right over the top of here. All right. Pretty straightforward, guys. Pretty easy. Block that hot air. Keep it from coming in the cab. We'll see how well it works. Should be a lot more comfortable inside the car without that hot air blowing down your neck. All right. If you like the video here, go ahead and like, subscribe, share. Comments are always welcome. You guys have a great day. I'm out.